Yeah, I'm Isaac Klevansky.
Hi, I'm Jacques Woolman.
My name's Louis Roux. Hello.
And you are Shadowclub.
And we are Shadowclub.
Nice, guys. So you guys just got you from Poch, is that right?
Yeah, we've had quite a crazy few days. We've been traveling all over the country, and we played in Poch last night, but we were in Stellenbosch like 16 hours before that.
It was a harrowing fucking drive, though.
And drove all the way through. Played Poch last night, but we had a fantastic show. It was incredible. Brand new venue called Arcade Empire.
And how's the venue? Is it the same as Pretoria or a bit more
It's smaller.
platteland?
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, they've styled it in the same way, but it's obviously a lot more
also
compact.
feels like it's run like in the same way, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's all like solid and
Very neat, well planned out.
yeah, good sound.
Good
Great
sound,
sound,
really
good
great
I've been
sound.
hearing good things only.
It was really solid,
It's,
and the stage is like really big actually.
you know,
eh?
set up more for the rock bands, and you know, they don't split the bars and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
We were like running around that stage. I promise you, like proper, like
It's a big enough stage to move around on.
It's
and
really cool.
Any groupie issues?
Only
Or
good ones.
Bumbura or something
only good
like
ones.
that?
This guy's
Is it-
favourite song was Good Morning Killer, and he jumped on stage without some
And then our agent
Mariska.
kicked his ass to the curb, yo.
shame. He's
Mariska.
apparently on the point of tears.
Which was cool. I mean, the first time last night I jumped onto like the bass bin in front of the thing, and the guy grabbed me. It was just so weird.
This kid was like air drumming, like to Isaac's every like movement, but like right in front of my mic stand,
Like on the back
and
thing.
going for it like hard, and he smacked the end of the actual mic rod like here,
Yeah.
and the mic smashed my upper lip like halfway through my singing of the
Hey.
song. I just had to like carry on.
Damn.
So it's still definitely
Didn't
rock
you?
and roll at the shows.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
And how would you guys say is the response? Do you how's your set list like going? Do you play a lot of your first album stuff?
We're
or-
playing kind of, it's interesting, we're playing like, I'd say half first album, half second album, and then we're testing out like some new tracks that are brand new, fresh songs that we're just trying out and
Yeah.
seeing how they're going. And those are going really well. So that's quite exciting because we've got some new material we're excited about.
I think that it took such a long time for us to get into studio with our second album, because our label
We
kind
hate
of
playing that
recorded
album
all these like artists before us. So there was a long waiting period, and we've been playing those things non-stop at every live gig that we were doing.
Yeah.
So we're tired of them, you know. But our audience is only sort of being exposed to them now because the album's out now, you know, properly. So they're
It
able
was
to
released
listen
in
to them.
December, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's weird. It's like it's like we released an album and then we feel like it kind of hasn't even been released yet.
Yeah.
In some way, it's like it. With Guns and Money, there was like a campaign, and it was, you know, it came out, and it was there was hype around it, and it was a great. It
You
all
and your-
happened, you know. And like now with this album, it just feels like we wrote the songs, and then when we write a song, we test it live like a lot, and then we ended up playing the songs a lot, and then waiting to record the album, and then we recorded the album, and then there wasn't really a launch, and it's like. So, you know, we might relaunch it or whatever, but we're enjoying playing it. But now also, I mean, we just went into like the first kind of jam this year and like just wrote like some badass tunes.
So the third album's coming out soon.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
we want to
there'll be
like do it
some
like
soon.
now.
But I mean, I've also noticed in the last 3 or 4 gigs, or no, maybe in the last like couple of weeks, that all of a sudden the response to all of the material is suddenly people are going
people are
now
catching
crazy
on.
again for it.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a lull, I don't know what was happening a few months
think-
ago at the end of last year, where people maybe weren't getting it, they hadn't heard the songs enough, but now kids are going crazy again, which is awesome.
I think the fact that they've got their hands on a product that they can listen to over and over again in their car, it makes it more personal. So they've got their favorites now. And last night, Pray For Me, which was our second single, which we kind of weren't really dabbling with because it didn't do well on one of the major radio stations. So we felt a little disheartened. People were gagging for it. So we're actually sort of we always go with the crowd response, you know?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
never really base your stuff on radio.
Never,
Yeah.
ever,
So-
never. Yeah.
So
I mean-
fickle.
People were singing like a length to like the new tunes last night.
Yeah.
I
And we
mean,
have
for
this
my-
new thing when we get an encore, we play like 5 extra tracks.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Like,
No,
you guys
one more.
paid for this gig, we're gonna play it
I
till
don't
you-
even know why we do it. Like, we traveled like 16 hours yesterday from Cape Town straight to Potch. Got straight on stage after chicken salad. and we were exhausted. And like, there's just something about doing that which feels good.
Yeah, and then you play like
It's like you're giving them their worth, you know.
Played
The fans will
14
respect you
tracks
for it,
as-
no doubt.
Yeah.
14 tracks as part of the set, and then they asked for an encore, and then we played another 3 tracks.
Yeah.
So 17 songs.
Jeepers.
You know what I mean? They're like Springsteening it up.
You see, we've got enough material.
Where's
which
the
is
red
quite-
bandana out the back pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys' fan base is quite big in Cape Town. Do you think that it's this big, you know, in Joburg as well, or?
I think it's probably similar.
Because I
we
know
did
people
start
were
in
ranting and
Joburg.
raving about you guys when I was in Cape Town. I mean, so
Yeah, I think we've got a solid fan base in Joburg.
Yeah.
We started here and we're from here, and we've, you know, I mean, I think it maybe it fluctuates a little bit, but we have great gigs in Joburg.
The
Just
like,
like
actual like, demographic of the fan base also changes kind of
yeah.
all the time, or has been changing over the last like 3 or 4 years, like from strictly kind of, you know,
Club
punk
kids,
rock,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, to like, you know, jock guys, you know, singing
Yeah,
along
sure.
to songs, you know.
And young high school and student girls, you know, like at the front of the stage, and then you like guys, like it's so funny watching guys that come because they just stand there like, and then the girls are like, ah! And the guy will have like one favorite song, and then he'll start, you know, dancing around like crazy, and they've all got their own sort of vibe. Each gig is different. Like
Yeah,
if we
sure.
play a Durban crowd, they're very different to they'll be like, because you can sort of, you know, mark it down to, you know, tastes and styles, and the hipsters like dig us in Durban. And then in Cape Town there's more of like a little bit of a rockier mixed crowd down
Yeah.
there.
What's cool is that no matter where we go, whether it's like tiny, you know, it could be like tiny little places in weird parts of the country.
Like
We'll
what?
always get there, or wherever, like say Gordons Bay, for example. We'll
Yeah.
get there, and maybe the bulk of the people there don't know who we are, but there's always a handful of like crazy
Really? People don't know who
hardcore
you are?
fans. No, there's always like there's always a handful of hardcore fans, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Which means that all over the place, people know, or they have the music, or they're listening, or they just are aware.
But I mean, we
which
can
is
go
good.
to places and there's no one that has a clue, which is the cool thing. In some, you know, one look at the glass half full.
Yeah, sure.
Because
I guess you're
That was
creating
the-
fans there. They're not
Yeah,
basing
that was
it
the
on
whole
their
point. It's
perceptions.
like we can play a show and it can be like miserable, you know, because for whatever factors, you know, like there can be like very little people or no one knows any of the music, and it's odd because sometimes, a lot of the time, if we play to people for the first time, they don't quite click, like hearing the songs for the first time, and you know, it's the second and third time, then they kind
Okay,
of,
sure,
you know,
yes,
they
yeah.
either love it or they don't,
Yeah.
or they don't come back. But then there'll still, even at those shows, those weird shows, there'll still be at least one person who will come up and say, "I've never seen you before. You know, I loved it."
Okay.
And then through like all like the oddness and, you know, being there and they know, and this like feeling like, is, you know, what's this fucking going on with the show and that kind of thing, there still is that like light at the end of the tunnel, you know. And then, you know, at least you touched like one person.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
a non.
Yeah, you get a real account of kind of who you are sort of hitting inside and who's not, you know. It's
Yeah,
not a,
yeah.
oh, I don't like Shadowclub because, you know, my friend who's in a band said so or something, you know.
We still got work to do there, which is quite nice. You know, we've done a hell of a lot of work. We've been on the road for a long time, but like in East London, for example, we've been playing there for years. And the last gig we played there, we played in a different part, and we suddenly just cracked it. There were just all these kids that we'd never seen, and they were die-hard fans that we'd never met before. And we had an amazing show, and it was like really an eye-opener.
Okay.
And
Well,
you
you-
just keep on going for it, and you know,
Yeah.
one person gets it, and next time they bring their family, you know, and that's how it works.